And I guess anyone, if they want to write any questions they have, that might be helpful. So it's not going to be super. I don't know. It's not going to be super formal. You know, like all the trainings that we do with Growth Committee, it's kind of just this is our thoughts on it, some strategies maybe. Other to elaborate by any means.
I don't think there's gonna be more people coming in. Do we call any people, Christine? Or the trainings that there are now?
We put some out on social media and emails.
And
So you house.
okay. Oh, there you go, one more person. Good. Okay, so should we start?
Sure.
You want to start?
So yeah, so I mean, a big part of my business, at least, is like I'm trying to transition from a more buyer-centric, like regular second home purchase or first home purchase into more investors. I see the value of having the investors for several reasons. One was obvious: repeat business. You get a lot of potential bang for your buck with that one client. Transactions out of one person, potentially no times a year. I'm literally in a contract right now with one investor that had deals going right now. And he's very hungry, looking at 5 or 6 properties a year. So that's what really put me on to knowing that investors I'd be able to work with in order to so I think that a lot of agents, as they build and they grow, take maybe over that 40 a year mark. That's probably how you have to be doing it. It has to. And I could be wrong, but I think that lead generation for single purchases, while it's effective, I think that you can build up and have that pool of 10, 20, 30 clients that are regularly putting food on the table. That's a great way to have your bottom line be healthy every year. So that's why I'm focused, heavily trying to invest. So benefits of working with investors, this is stuff that I, kind of just had things that seem pretty obvious, but maybe not every person's always considered it. One, you have somebody that's looking most likely to transact with you times a year, hopefully more. Their experience, usually an investor is not purchasing the first property. You might be building an investor with a different conversation, but if it's an experienced investor that you're working with, you're going to have the ability to have someone that understands the process and is not going to be a lot of maintenance necessarily with having to ledge every 2 or 3 days. They're frustrated or scared. Closings, my experience, they are typically fast closings as long as the properties have a lot of issues with the title. They already have financing or closing, so you're going to get paid a little quicker. They're decisive. They know if they something or don't want it. They're not going to waste your time, most likely, especially if they're doing this as like a way to generate income. They're not going to they're not going to be on the property. Either the numbers make sense or don't, and your job is that either does or doesn't. That's the big ones that I can think about. Ed.
I think I mean, the only thing I can say about investors, I only work actually very selective with who I use or work with. One in particular, probably about 15 flips too, so you're making commissions sometimes going in and going out. Sometimes I mean,
They're definitely constant business. And they're easy to obtain in my experience. I think investors, they're everywhere. And if you are on social media, like I am all the time, you'll see a lot of investors now from New York area, especially in PA area, because that prices are so much higher there. They rather drive 2.5 hours in our area. And if you know your market and you know your area, you're going to be able to, obviously you have to know to do the numbers for them and, calculate and make sure that the property makes sense for them. But if you're doing a good job when it comes to selling them the right flips and the right properties and identifying these properties, they don't have to be on the market. There's so many tools that's going to give you access to properties that they are not on the market, and you could double end them, you could get them as a listing, and you could sell them to your investors, you could get their contact. It doesn't matter, they're loyal to you, but if you build that loyalty with them over time, you are giving them enough good deals, they're gonna stick with you. I have plenty of them that they actually reach out to me in the past 3 months. I have 15 new investors from Facebook and Zillow. They found me on Zillow and on Facebook. They reach out to me. They gave me their emails. They like me how I work. Right now I'm doing a deal in Burlington. I didn't even show him the house. So I didn't show him the house. It's $169,000 is worth $450. It's $100,000 worth of work. There is a formula you could use to calculate this for them. If you do flips yourself, you'll know exactly how much it costs to fix a house based on like looking at it or talking to a contractor. They usually help each other. You just build a connection of contractors, investors, title companies. You have to have all the tools for them. And as long as you're doing all these steps for them, they're gonna be loyal to you. And if they make money, they're gonna make you money. So you're gonna make money together, correct?
Yeah, not only made a great point that by working with investors, there's a derivative as well that as you go through your career, you're going to learn yourself how to value these properties and basically using their nickel, using their money, you're going to learn how to flip for yourself. It's good. So I would recommend before you start risking your own money, your own capital, work with some investors. I don't know the growth as a result of that. And I would say, well, you make them money, they're going to remember you. They're going to
And you could partner up with them too. I mean, like some agents don't like partnering up with investors. I don't mind it. I have people also in New Jersey that they're looking to buy here, and it's so much that I could buy on my own or buy with Sean O'Brien or buy with other people, and then I'll just partner up with one of my investors if I already build a connection. And I see they're honest people. I see they have the capital. I know that they're not gonna cut ropes and do a bad flip. That's important because you don't want somebody that doesn't apply for permits and they don't do the right thing. So as long as they match my description of a great investor, then I will definitely consider to partner up with them. And then we leverage each other. They leverage my knowledge. I leverage the knowledge. We leverage the finances. So there's.
I think the big thing they're really leveraging is time.
And your time also. It's like a family, I guess,
You still want about your about the numbers making that make sense. One thing I think we all learned in school, or at least you're taught it, capitalization rate, but it's a lot of people don't really know what that means. You forget it pretty quickly. It's real easy to mess it up. But it is pretty simple. It is all of your operating expenses. You tally all that up, you take your total income, subtract that, and then you divide that by the value of the property. That gives you a usually anywhere from 4 to 50.
But that's for holding property. Yeah, that's for holding. For flips, it's different. It's a different formula. But if you want to buy because I have an investor that he only buys to hold right now, and he bought from January to this day with me 6 properties, not expensive. But he buys condo and he keeps on buying them, and now his sister is buying with me. So, and then his best friend wants to buy with me. So it just from one person you reach out to a bunch of sales. And then it's important to know exactly what Les was saying, because you have to be able to calculate their market cap, how much you're gonna get in return on investment. He knows to calculate it himself because he's an experienced investor, but some of them don't. So you should definitely know to calculate that.
As a rule of thumb, 8% is kind of considered the threshold most properties I've seen, and places in Atlantic City you can get 15% on cap rate, especially
investment.
So some of them have there's a ton of value in our area. There's more of your, because especially because the holds with rents being so high, and opportunities like Pleasantville, Atlantic City, you're still getting $100 for a 3-bedroom, or more. So, and then that's what your voucher. So, especially when it's 50-50 for a 3-bedroom in Atlantic City. So the fact that you get the kind of income, you could have $100,000 in some properties to get that, maybe spend 50 $100,000 to fix it up, make it presentable, but the fact that you can buy something for 100,000 or less and have that kind of return is pretty great.
So when Les is talking about capital, that's the rate of return that on the investment. Higher the cap rate, one thing highly recommend that you get your hands on is called App Valuator. And it will give you all the calculations about, so you can plug in numbers and property. That's another strategy method where they buy them, they renovate them, and then they refinance out of them. They'll pull all their cash back out. Sometimes they put it in their pocket and then have a property that's not going to need a bunch of repairs. That's very common in neighborhoods. Fix it. So allows them to rehab the entire property to it's almost brand new, and then so you get a premium on the rent before you money back. After you.
That's a book actually. I can't remember. There's a few books that people wrote on that, and I definitely recommend people to read them because they're very good and it gives you the basic knowledge about the method, and maybe in the future you could start doing that yourself. So
I have buyers actually right now contracts on property for Avenue, and they use the word method on that property. The other method I have that's on the contract right now, a different approach. But he is pulling equity out of the properties. He's buying these houses, put money into them, and he's going to have refi to have capital, then purchase something else. And he already had our 60 much property at him, and set him up with a lender that was aggressively taking on that business. And we got 4 out of refi already taken care of. So he has that capital. He's got to continue to then go buy more.
That method takes a lot of discipline because sometimes profit, you're not making much per property. Profit per month is a great number, and sometimes look like you can make 50. So that strategy is fantastic, but it takes a lot of discipline to operate.
I know you wanted to talk about calculating the ARV.
Yeah. So I'm flipping, these are just terms and terminologies. I would just say is that if you decide to work with investors, like Aline said, read a lot. So know the terminology that investors use. So when you talk to an investor, you can speak articulately. Does anyone know what BRRRR stands for, by the way? BRRRR method. Anyone know what the acronym means? Buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. ARV, does anyone know what ARV stands for? And after repair value. So that's very important. The properties repair value is what they're going to be able to sell it for after it's done. So you as the real estate agent are going to have to help them provide comps as to what after they pull that money, what they're going to sell it for. So the typical mathematical equation most investors are looking for is after repair value. So you have to find 70% of that after repair value. So the repaired value is $100,000. The investor would pay 70 minus whatever the repairs are going to be. So let's say it was and the investor.
So,
So you have to understand what their math is when they're calculating. After fair value.
another rule from that, and this is I was told, and equity, oftentimes for a lot of people also it is purchase price plus the holding cost and the repair cost. You need to get that much back out of it. So if you're $50,000 repair cost, 15,000 for holding cost, you want to make 65,000 on profit.
That's a good.
The agent told me that whatever the purchase price is, that they're buying the house for, and then you add to that the repair cost and the holding cost at that time. You need to get that
minus the resale value, and
Right.
it equals you the profit.
basically. It's cost $50,000 to fix it up and another 15 to hold it. You need to make another 65,000 on top of that. So it might be 230 for that
Okay.
purchase.
I disagree.
I've never heard of that calculation. What I would recommend highly is, so I'll go from personal experience. So I built 12 houses last year, and probably the first 8 I wasn't using the evaluator. And once I started using that technology, it changed my life. Like Les was mentioning, I wasn't taking into consideration cost of financing. I wasn't taking into consideration my closing costs on the purchase. I wasn't taking into consideration my closing costs on the out sale. I wasn't taking into consideration how many times on why I owned it. I wasn't taking into consideration how much gas and electric. All these different variables, you literally plug it in. So it says, okay, what's the after repair value of the property? Plug that in, and then you just reverse engineer everything. So it's not only your renovation cost, but it's all the other costs associated with it. And surprisingly, when you run the numbers that way, and you really look at it on a spreadsheet, oftentimes probably flips it. I would have purchased. I've so it's saved me a lot of money. Or, you know, oftentimes investors will put the property up and pay them $50,000.
Is there anything about, I'm just trying to say, basic. Where are you guys finding the property?
Well, we're talking.
And so you're not
We're
talking about. where to
we're
find
not
properties.
talking. But me personally, I'm marketing. Me
You're
personally,
marketing for
as
properties.
as my investor side, I'm marketing. I'm not going to stuff at auction. I'm not going to stuff at the MLS. Lists of I think are high probability of distress.
And that's what I'm doing too. Like, so
Me too.
uh,
And also I partner up with wholesalers. I love wholesalers. Like, to me, are the best. I got
You
you
can
know,
get deals off wholesalers.
yeah, and
they're marking it up, but yeah.
some of them, they will like I have one good friend of mine that I work with right now, and he will give me the deal. He will not put anything on top of it. So whatever the seller wants, he'll just give it to me. After I renovate it, we just either do it 50-50, we go together from the beginning, or if we're not going together from the beginning, I'll just give him 10 grand at the end. And it's a win-win because I don't have to pay him ahead of time. He identifies the deal for me and it works. And, you know, for hold properties, like if anybody's interested to hold on properties, you know, they could, you got to find the wholesalers, and there's so many here, but you could find them on Facebook. If you go on these investment groups, they're always posting stuff there. If anybody wants a list of wholesalers, I'll be happy to give you guys a list of wholesalers.
There are wholesalers right now in this
Yeah,
market.
and they're
Quite
making
literally.
and they're making a lot of money. Actually, I know one wholesaler, and I don't know, probably Dan knows him. I'm not sure if you know him, but Santini, he's from Woodbury area. This guy started 3 years ago. He has a podcast now. He's a millionaire. He owns 120 properties. He has sold year to date in all over Jersey. I would say I think like 180 properties. wholesale them. So he, you have to identify these type of wholesalers. You don't want a rookie wholesaler because they have no idea. They're gonna send you a bunch of text emails and calls, and they're just not gonna know what they're doing. So you gotta find people like this guy because he definitely gets good deals, and I have a few deals from him too. So they are easy to find. Just gotta select which one are the good ones.
To answer your question, Anne Marie, or at least one of the questions you had, identifying those individuals. So there's programs you can buy, but like recent divorcees, having people that are bankruptcy, list tenants been filed on property, absentee owners. Yeah, there's a ton of things you can
Back taxes.
Yeah.
and then focus on what you're looking for on that particular like search, and marketing to that individual.
Can you do all that cash or?
Not
The
necessarily.
purchases you're saying?
Yeah, if you're doing it to the sell.
We use we have a relationship with a lender that has considered part-time. So we've done enough. We have a really good relationship with them, and they do the process pretty streamlined. We can close in as little as 2 weeks. But you have to build a relation, like here at Hart, you have to build a relationship. You have to go through transactions with people to build the trust. And there's a lot of hard money guys out there. I would be able to do what I'm doing right now. So we're really starting out, but I use my own cash now.
So that's where, when I got into real estate, that's why I got into real estate, was to do real estate investing. Sales was to learn the business, but investing was the actual goal, because that's where what was sales and keep the lights on. But really, it's how you build that like with living.
It's a register, right? Right?
And you do all like residential.
I don't touch commercial because I don't know it. I don't even touch commission side of my business just because I've done it once or twice because way and allowed me to do it. Most of the times
I'm under. I have a contract. I have my property on Florida Avenue is a 5. So that is a commercial property, and it's been a nightmare from start.
Yeah.
Hard to find a lender. The lenders, like, the appraisals are way higher, like $6 grand to do an appraisal on the property. They 45-day lead time to get it back, and then
Inspections are horrible.
so it's been
I'm lazy. I like the path of least resistance.
Yeah, I mean, commercial is much work. It's good benefit.
It's it's
Atlantic City right now is thriving too because of the dispensaries. Like if you guys know commercial, get your hands on these properties because you're gonna sell them like this, and the prices are going up right now. Like I'm trying to learn about it. I'm trying to connect with Shantae, and I'm keep on bugging her, teach me because I don't know anything about it. But
it's a very hard market for commercial because it's uncomparable.
You're saying marijuana?
yeah, dispensaries. Yeah.
It'll probably be a quick bubble pop and then it'll be saturated.
Yeah.
I'm guessing for the dispensary,
Oh,
it's gonna be regulated.
But it's coming to each right now. They're trying to get it approved.
Is it legal in? Oh, it's legal.
It's legal in New Jersey, but in certain areas highly restricted. But right now, however, they're trying to get them approved. It's a map I was looking at. I'm trying to look into it because I have an investor that wants to open a dispensary. So I'm trying to learn it. It's not that easy, but hey, it's like Dan said, my ego comes in the way, and I want to know it. So I'm just gonna see what I'm doing.
I had a property investor for lease, and I had a phone call from those guys who wants to. There is like big companies that's gonna take over the market. I mean, we were thinking of that. That's one of the.
You have to have $1 million in reserves.
Compete with them. Like he sent me their website. They include for them a whole board. They're big.
No, but they
would come big.
My investor is not like a little guy. This guy is from New York City. He owns like
Yeah, I know.
a lot of things. Yeah.
I'm new to them. And they were trying to get something in North Street. He gave me the map.
I have the map too.
Yeah, and then he said, "Oh, we're not interested anymore because it didn't cost a long time." So
It did not what?
They didn't approve it. North Street.
He's not. It's just Atlantic City right now. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think he just backed out for now. But he'll be back if everywhere else got to do that.
They're trying to get it approved right now, but it's not gonna be easy process for
They're
sure.
not like a big company.
Yeah, I guess so. Do we have anything else that we're kind of missing out on this?
No, I just, I always try to put myself in students' shoes on these type of meetings, and I know it's follow up and digest everything we just covered. Just eat it one bite at a time, and before you bite into it, just consider, do you want to enter into it? Investors are, they're not, sometimes they're not easy.
Oh, yeah.
It's, you have to educate yourself on these terms that we're talking about, from the method to ARVs, like Natalie was, how do you determine what the renovations are going to be? Over time, the more you get involved, the more you have to learn this.
And right now it is difficult. Construction costs went up, what, 200%?
Yeah. We didn't lose money on our 12. We did pretty good. Yeah, for example, we bought a property. I'm talking on my investor side, and we did not look at the property. We thought it was how we ever missed it, but the backyard. We knew we needed a new septic, but we didn't realize the was not going to be big enough for the regular septic, and the well was what we thought was a $22,000.
I need a special one.
Ended up being about a $40,000. So we just be careful on the investment side. A lot of moving parts.
That has actually happened with the property in Bridgeton that I had, and I can't sell it because of that. That's the main reason, because I'm trying to sell it to an investor and just nobody can buy it because there's no profit margin due to the septic issue. And he needs a special type of septic. He needs a, I think, state approval, right? Or
Yeah, they're called like high velocity septic, where there's pumps and electronics and mountains. Yeah, so now you can get it, it's very expensive, but now also you just took away the backyard for someone who's gonna live in it. So a lot of nuances. But my recommendation is start with working with investors, and the more you work with them, the more you'll learn about flipping and buying and wholesale. That'll be a good move.
More on there, you want to talk about any questions from anybody? There's no questions happening.
no, I don't think so.
Cool. Well, it's a quick 30 then, pretty easy. Thanks, guys.
Guys, thank you.
Appreciate it. Is there any classes you guys want to see? I guess that's the next question, because we've done 3 or 4 now this year. Anything that's like precedent, interesting.
Nobody has interest in anything. They're like, just leave me alone. I do classes.
How do I make money?
It's like something very.
I'm not an expert in stuff,
It's like a lot of words, like, I mean, you don't have to do this a lot of